So if you grew up like me, you probably weren't born into some family with a bunch of crazy connections. Your parents probably didn't have a bunch of extra money to throw around, and you probably did not have a mentor in your life who was capable of teaching you how to make your dreams come true. So for me, I had to look at the greats that came before me and reverse engineer what they did. And one of those people, of course, was the late, great Nipsey Hussle. And I'm going to teach to you the 5 lessons that I learned from him that have absolutely changed my life and will hopefully change yours.
Pero like, Dramos made it.
My name is Dramos, and I'm probably best known as the dude that sits next to DJ Envy on The Breakfast Club. And while that's been a dream come true, if we're being real, I'm also so much more than just that. I'm a DJ, a music producer, a TV personality, a radio and podcast host, but more importantly, I'm just a man taking life day by day, trying to make the best of it, while hopefully making this world a better place. And who knows, maybe my story will inspire some of y'all to do the same.
So Nip says, being self-made means never making an excuse as to why you can't take steps towards whatever your goal is. I mean, how many times do we hear people make excuses, or even ourselves included, as to why they can't do something? Oh, I'm waiting on this to happen in order for me to really do this. Nobody's paying attention to unsigned artists. No one's giving me a shot. I gotta wait till I get signed to a label, and then I'll do all this kind of stuff. I just need somebody to give me a shot, and then I can do this one thing, right? He also goes on to say, my thing is that I don't give no person that much power over my path that I'm walking. Not one person can make or break what I'm doing except God or me. We need to start learning how to take responsibility. Of course, certain things are out of our hands, but there's always the option to figure out how to get there without that one thing. Did somebody screw you over, your manager, your business partner, whatever the case may be, that money didn't come through. Rather than sit there and be like, oh, I can't do anything until I get this one thing, you have to figure out the way around it. That's what successful people do. They roll with the punches. They don't allow any outside forces to stop them from what their actual goal is. If you hit a roadblock, you figure out what the other path around it is. That is your responsibility. And if you do not do that, you have nobody to blame for your failures but yourself.
I remember like really being committed and being really pure with my energy, and I was just only doing music, and I was like suffering financially. You know, I was like probably 19, 20 maybe, and I was used to being like a young adolescent baller, you know, for my age group, you know what I'm saying, having cars, jewelry, and money, and just having the attention and the respect of being somebody that was, you know, somebody that knew how to get dope. And I was just in the studio so long that all that shit kind of faded, and my ego was taking a hit, and I wasn't familiar with that.
Like, what he's basically saying there is, how bad do you actually want it? Are you willing to not be able to go and hit the club with your friends? Are you willing to not have a bunch of extra money to spend to throw around on dumb shit like clothes and taking women out and all these different things? Are you willing to be judged by your peers because you are quote unquote behind in life, right? You don't have that full-time job. You don't got that car. You're not buying a house. You're not getting married, whatever the case may be. Are you willing to be that person who is being judged by those around them because you aren't fitting the quote unquote norm? And that might mean humbling yourself, locking yourself in the house. That means Friday, Saturday, Sunday, whatever it is, while all your friends are out there partying, they're hitting you up, yo, come out to the club, come out to this spot, whatever the case may be, you're saying no because you're using your free time to build your dream. And you're not wasting your money on dumb shit. Instead, hopefully you are saving that money and then using it to reinvest in your business. That's what Nip is talking about. He took whatever money he had, he sold all of his goods, his cars, his chains, all that stuff, and invested it in his craft, in his music, and then just locked himself in there making song after song after song. And he basically said, I'm going to give up this short-term, easy money that comes from hustling and invest in my long-term self. And that's really what you have to ask yourself. Are your actions that you are doing right now something that the long-term version of you would be proud of? And nobody's saying it's gonna be easy, because it's not supposed to be. Remember what else Nip said: dedication, hard work plus patience. Remember that.
So Nip says, luck is being prepared at all times. So when the door opens, you are ready. And this is important because you hear people say all the time, well, I believe we create our own luck. And I believe there is something, you know, to luck. There is timing, right time, right place. But also, being ready is a part of that. If you are in the right place at the right time but aren't prepared, it ain't gonna do nothing for you. I remember when I used to work at the Breakfast Club and we would have somebody call up and be like, yo, I'm an artist, check me out. And they'd be like, all right, spit something for us real quick. And the person would freeze. They wouldn't be able to rap. They wouldn't be able to recite any lines, but they're supposedly a rapper. And they would blow their opportunity to be on one of the biggest platforms for hip hop in the entire world. Like, rappers rap, that's what they do. You should be prepared to do what you do at all times. Like, if you are claiming to be a writer and somebody's like, oh, I would love to read some of your work sometime, be like, bet, what's your email? I'm gonna send you something right now. Always stay ready. Have something ready at all times. I have a Dropbox full of basically everything I've ever created in my entire life. So if somebody's like, can I hear some of your music? Boom, I'm gonna send it to you right now. If somebody's like, oh, can I see your press kit? Boom, I'm gonna send it to you right now. Can you show me a video reel of you hosting TV shows and different things like that? Boom, I'm gonna send it to you right now. Always stay ready. If you're just sitting around waiting for an opportunity before you get started, the opportunity is going to quickly pass you by and be given to somebody who has actually put in the time to work on their craft and is, as a result, prepared to take advantage of opportunities as they present themselves. Alright, this one is really important, so make sure you're listening. Nip says, success or greatness comes with a roller coaster ride. Anybody can apply the marathon concept to what they do, right? That's why he talks about the marathon. It is about the long game because you are inevitably going to be met with resistance. You're going to be met with failures. You're going to be met with people just not understanding what the hell it is that you're trying to do and honestly not trying to be there to support you. That is all a part of the process, right? It is a marathon, not a sprint. Nip goes on to say, we got turned down, we failed, we had setbacks, had to start over a lot of times, but we kept going at it. In anybody's case, that's always the distinguishing factor, right? Like, at the end of the day, when it comes to success, you only have to be right one time. But for most of us, it's not gonna just come on our first or second idea. You have to play the odds. The more times you throw your hat in the ring, the better chance you have of it being picked up. And that's why he says that is the distinguishing factor. Generally speaking, the person that wins is gonna be the one who, no matter how many times they got knocked down, they kept finding a way to get back up. Now, this is the last and probably most important thing that I've taken away from Nipsey Hussle to date. And he says, be truthful with yourself and other people. Try your best to make decisions outside of your ego. And I love this on multiple levels. I think so many of us oftentimes are too proud to take critique from others, are too proud to take advice. We think we have it all figured out. And at the end of the day, we are stunting our own growth, therefore our own potential for finding success. I also think this speaks to self-awareness, right? Like the idea of really understanding what it is that we are actually incredibly good at and what we are not so great at. I talk about this all the time. There are so many people out there chasing a career, being an artist, a musician, a rapper, whatever the case may be, and you're just not that good, but you are so blind, your own ego will not allow you to see that you are not exceptional in this one thing, or at least not exceptional enough to make it a career. That doesn't mean that you don't have talent, doesn't mean that you can't find a role in the music industry that would be incredibly fitting for you, but you have to have the self-awareness to be open to finding the path that you're actually destined to be on. And with that said, thank y'all so much for checking out the video. Please let me know in the comments if one of these things really resonated with you and why. I'd love to hear about it. Drop me a like if you can and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm gonna try and bring out more content like this on a regular basis. Set that bell for the notifications, let you know every time I drop a video. I drop a new one every single week. And let's connect. I try and respond to each and every comment that I get on here, so I definitely love to hear from y'all. I appreciate the love and support thus far from my returning subscribers. Y'all know you are real ones, and anybody who's new here, I appreciate you checking this out. And hopefully you're now gonna become a member of the family. I'll catch y'all next week with another video. Until then, stay safe. Bye.